Okay, Goal Masters. So here we are at our next group session. And this one is titled Activate the Law of Attraction in the Right Direction. I just came up with that. So I hope you all are excited about this topic. Law of attraction is huge. It's why we are here. You're goal masters because you're learning the power of your mind in conjunction with the laws of the universe, which is the law of attraction. So how are we attracting our goals and how are we able to do this faster and faster? So I'm going to let you in on a little something right off the gate. This is not, law of attraction is not something you need to learn for it to be a part of your life or for it to start working for you. The law of attraction is working. It's been working for you since, well, you got here. All right. It is a law within the universe, just like the law of gravity. It is just always happening. But if you heard me, I said how to use this law of attraction in the direction that we want it to. Because a lot of the times we are unfortunately attracting things in the direction we don't want, right? And we're attracting things that we're like, oh, so over or not wanting or is not a part of our vision or our goals. And so how do we keep activating it to just bring in the good stuff? So are you guys excited about that? But yes, in the comments, you can just talk out and say yes here. But yes, I'm excited. Let's do this. Let's get it working for us and not against us. There you go. There you go. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to silence my phone. I recommend everyone else do that too, so there's no distractions like I just had. Okay, so it looks like we've got someone. Okay, people are trying to log in here and are getting they're not getting let in. So hold on one second. Technical difficulties, as you know, we don't leave one man behind, right? Hold on. You know what? Here. Okay, so everyone have their pen? Do you have a pen handy? Get ready. The first thing, before we go into activating the law of attraction in the right direction consistently, let's kind of recap and go over our last session. I know some of you on here, you weren't here, some were, and there's going to be a lot on replay watching, but I talked a lot about courage. So does anyone have an emotional control? Does anyone have any wins to share about how you were courageous? Any kind of win? Do you have a win about, how you stepped up in the last 2 weeks going towards something that you want, that you're willing to share? Does anyone want to be brave right now? Go for it. Come on.
I don't think mine is a win because I did step up. I changed my job and now I'm going back to my old job. So, I mean, I stepped out there and I took the position. I tried it, but it wasn't for me. So,
okay,
that was a big deal for me to even try, so I'm still proud of myself for getting to where getting there.
Yeah. And that's, and there's no going backwards. You remember this, it's that we're fine-tuning, right? So you created this, you learned more of like, that's not really for me, right? You're like, not that one, but you gain strength, you gain confidence, right there. I'm sure there's a lot of things that are rumbling in that ripple that's like, was purposeful. Do you hear what I'm trying to say? Nothing wrong with that. So you came back to your old job, but it's like you come back a new person and it ain't going to be your last stop. All right. So that did take a lot of courage. Super proud of you. Super proud. So everyone even thinking or watching on the replay right now, just celebrate. We're bringing this up to celebrate ourselves, like any little thing or any anything that we did outside of our normal is huge to celebrate. We must do that. Okay, whether we dressed a little different, we said hi to someone we normally wouldn't, had some kind of conversation we normally wouldn't have, listened to something we've never listened to before, tried something new. All of that stuff is evidence that you are progressing, and that's success. Okay, so those are huge things. All right. So I'll go over still. I want to recap just a little bit. It was talking about courage, how much we have to have courage in our life to really go for the things that we don't have yet. It takes courage. The next thing I talked about was emotional control. We have to be more and more working on having more emotional control in our lives, because we're going to be triggered on and off constantly, and just by life. And every time we're triggered and pulled out, we get out of alignment, right? We're kind of on pause if we're always in a hot mess. Lack of a better word, if we're always a hot mess, we're going really slow towards those things that we want. So always working on having our emotions work for us versus them controlling us. Okay, so I highly recommend everyone watch that last session. Now, here we go. We're getting into the good stuff, you guys. So the first thing you have to do when manifesting your goals, when wanting law of attraction to manifest the things you desire versus the crap you don't want, is you have to define your goal. You have to define the thing that you desire. I'm gonna put this on gallery view real quick. I have to see everyone. All right, so define what you desire. If you don't define that very clearly, you're going to create the same old stuff you've always created, right? Today's going to look like yesterday and last week and last month and last year. Like, we just keep creating the same old experiences, the same old stuff. So that's okay. It means you work. It means you're creating, whether you like it or not. But again, you want to create something else, right? So all of you here and all of you watching, you have done that already with me. You've defined what you wanted. You know what you want. Now it can change. That's okay. You just write a new one down, write a new goal down. That's okay. But at all times, you shouldn't be loosey-goosey and just kind of blowing with the wind. You know what I'm saying? Look outside of you. There's a lot of people blowing in the wind, right? They are everywhere. Mommy's working. Daddy's out there somewhere. Go look. Okay. Real life. So there is a lot of people just like, you're like, what the hell are you doing with your life, right? It's like, for so long, I did that too. You're just waking up, you're just kind of rolling with the day, doing whatever kind of comes at you and creating whatever whatever is happening, but nothing new and exciting is happening, right? And I really feel that's where a lot of depression and a lot of other discord happens in our life, is when we don't know what we want. That's plain up, simple. Everybody who's depressed, if I ask them, what do you want? They always tell me, I don't know. I'll ask you, what makes you happy? I don't know. Every single depressed, stuck, like confused, really down and out person, they never know. They never know. Or they'll rattle off something very cliche that they've seen on Instagram or something. Like it's never what they really want. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, come on, what do you want or what makes you happy? So I say all that to just say that's step number one. And if you've got that, you are further than most people. And every single one of you guys are solid on this. I'm not going to beat the drum. Y'all know what y'all want. Okay. Very next thing, it's super important when you know what you want. You have to have you ever heard of the saying called, you need to have a magnificent obsession with what you desire? Another way of saying it you might have heard is a burning desire, right? You've heard of that, right? You have to have a burning desire for what it is that you're wanting. I mean, you got to be obsessed, obsessed. Like, I'll go into why. Let me back up a little bit. There's a great saying out there that's called, that is, you get what you think about most of the time. Have you guys ever heard of that? You get what you think about most of the time. It was coined back in the 50s by a man named Earl Nightingale. This was a famous author. But way before that, from all the smart people in the world, like the Einstein and the Thomas Edison, all these people they proved and they brought it to the mainstream by way of science, saying thoughts turn to things, right? Remember that? Like, thoughts turn to things. Well, there's so many great sayings out there, ask and it's given, and all these beautiful quotes, but they prove that your brain is a receiver transmitter. So every single thing that you think about, you are transmitting out there and attracting back a like frequency. I'm not going to bore you with all of this, but at the same time, you got to know how truthful. These are truths of the universe here. So when I say you get what you think about most of the time, can't turn it off. Can't. You are literally getting what you think about most of the time, meaning I'm obsessed. Remember, most of the time, I'm obsessed with this thing. I'm thinking about it all the time. Oh, you're getting it. You're getting it. You can look out there right now. If I can talk to anyone, if I've never even met them, if I ask them a few questions, I know what they're thinking about most of the time. I know it. I can look at their life and be like, oh, I know what you think about. You just know, because we get what we're constantly thinking about. And so it works with positive or negative, you guys. Look at people, if they're always in the craps, right? They're always down and out. They're always getting bad stuff happening to them, tickets and bills and fights and flat tires and like it just comes at them, right? When they're getting all this bad stuff, believe me, you know what they're thinking about. They're always thinking how bad shit keeps happening to them over and over. That's all they think about. That's all they think about. Okay. That's it. You see the people who are having more good stuff happen to them and more of those successes and more happy experiences happening to them. That's the vibe they're on. They're constantly thinking about, man, things are always working out for me. That's what they're thinking. Things are always working out. Like, wow, look at that. Right? You could tell that's the vibe they're on. That's every single one of us. No one's more special or more powerful. We are all in this universe living amongst these laws. Your brain transmit constantly, constantly, constantly. Okay. So this is why when I say you got to have that burning desire for its achievement, is to get you to think about it all the time. Someone who's thinking about the dog's always going to chase me when I walk down the street, they're always going to get the dog to chase them. You hear what I'm saying? Like all the time. All the time. The woman that is thinking about how there's nothing but dogs out there and they're just going to use her and abuse her and cheat on her, guess what happens? Every single time. Okay? Like, that's how powerful she is. Don't let that power slip away from you. So it's all about, all right, you guys are on the right track. You're defining what you want. For everyone just coming on, I see Jenny coming on. You're watching, write this down. Step 1, define what you want. You've done that with me. Or you just write it down because it feels good. Write it down. Second thing, you have to get a burning desire for its achievement, meaning you are obsessed. I know Justine is obsessed with being a pilot. That's all this girl thinks about. Like, that's what she's thinking about most of the time, right? You know this. And so it's like, all right, so what does that mean? That's like anytime, the things, think about in your life, everything that you were excited about, like you were super juiced about, you couldn't get it off your brain, right? It was like, you're always thinking about that thing, always thinking about that thing. And that thing is in your life. Like you see it materializing in your life. Have you guys ever thought about like when you see a really like a new car that you want, don't you start seeing it everywhere? You guys, I only tell truths up in here. Okay. This is what happens. You are getting it because you're thinking about it. Here's going to be that third thing, which is going to clear up a lot of stuff, because I know people watching and maybe you have some thoughts here like Derek, and no, there's things I think about all the time I don't get. Maybe you're thinking that. This third one is going to clear that up. You have to have 100% belief in that thing. Have to have 100% belief in that thing. How, if you're gonna, that you're gonna get that thing, that it's going to become yours, that thing exists. Just depends on what we're talking about here. But you have to have 100% belief that I will have that is a real thing. Okay, now that just cleared a lot of it up. Okay, because that person walking down the street, with the fear, if she really didn't fear a dog was going to chase her, it's not going to chase her. It's not going to be a big deal if she was like, just kidding, right? Like if she really didn't have that fear or that constant thought, like it wouldn't happen, right? Same goes for every single thing. If you have to be obsessed with it, but just know it's mine. Like I 100% believe that I'm going to get that. No doubt in my body, I will get that. That just like wrapped, like you could sell that. That's a package you can sell right there. That's the entire recipe. Define what you want. Get a burning desire for its achievement, meaning I'm thinking about it all the time. And I know I'm going to get it. I know. You know. I'll give you a little story about how, I'm trying to think if I just told, no, it's not on this video. Anyways, I'm always talking about this stuff. So I wanted to manifest my first luxury car when I knew I had to upgrade. So I was having more kids, right? So I had to get another car. I wanted a Land Rover. I wanted that Land Rover just once in my life, right? I wanted that thing. But this is back when I just had 2 kids. I was going to 3, and things looked very different for me financially back then. And I thought about that thing. This is what I did, you guys. Do this. I thought about that car 2 times a day. I was working at UC Davis and I had a break at 10 and 3. Okay, those are the 2 times I had the break. And I would go on that break, my phone would go off and I would sit for 5+ minutes in like a little spare office room. And I would sit and I would meditate. I was magnificently obsessed. Okay, I was thinking about that Land Rover over and over. I was driving it, you guys. I was driving it in my brain. I was right there. I was driving it. And because you know how we have logical next steps on our dream plan, right? My next step was to just go test drive, was to just take a selfie in the car, like these are the things you do to always be thinking about it. So I would go to a dealership and they would go, you still don't make enough money. They would still, I would still go, they're like, no, you don't qualify. They'll look at my trade-in. They're like, you have 0 equity in your trade-in. Like, nope, you don't qualify, I was like, all right, freak it, whatever. I would go back. Now I would do this for 2 weeks straight. That's all it took, 2 weeks. By the second week, I'm doing this. I get the impulse to go back to the dealership. I get to a dealership. They run numbers again. And all of a sudden, my car, my old junky bucket car that I had $5,000 in equity. All of a sudden, it had this equity. I was able to then do a trade-in. And another thing is that I knew I couldn't afford more than a $500 a month payment for a car. I couldn't. That was just too much for me. I not only got that, I got the 5,000 equity as the down because I had no down, but they also did a $500 a month. All of a sudden they go, you know what? Someone else is here today and they granted the 500 a month payment. All of a sudden, you see what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden a new boss is in the house and now he ran some numbers. Like, come on, y'all, you can't make this up, right? After 2 weeks. And I'm talking about, I was obsessed. That's why I got, Les Brown says, you got to be hungry, right? He's like, you got to be hungry. This is how you have to be with your goal. Like you have to be so hungry for that thing. You hear what I'm saying? Like think about it. And every time you get an impulse, go do it. Right? The universe is telling you, ooh, these are the steps to doing it. Okay. You get what you think about most of the time. Most of the time. I mean, if we were to go into science around this, I mean, literally the universe is moving mountains for you. This is proven on the quantum physics level of everything is energy. You have people moving your way, circumstances, situations, miracles. There's no miracles, it's life. Things are happening. By whatever you emit, you get. Okay? So do whatever you need to do to get obsessed. Get obsessed with belief, with 100% believability. Okay? Because I mean, I could think of a ton of people in my head right now that would be challenging me with that statement. Like my sister will be saying, I think of the dream man all the time. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. You don't. She's sad all the damn time. She's sad how that perfect man isn't in her life. And that's why she keeps getting garbage. So you hear what I'm saying? It's like, don't think about it and how you don't have it or how it ain't here yet and how it's, all the lack of it. And I'm never really going to get it. And what do I need to do? And it's taking too fucking long. And not in that way. You see what I'm saying? Like, crush that. Thinking of it in that exciting, we're like, ooh, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of freaking time in that way, because it's coming. Okay, because it's coming. I want to open it up for any questions right now. We can define your goal. You can think about, ask me questions like, how can I get obsessed about it or anything? Comments. This is your time. To time what's in your brain.
Yo, can you hear me?
Go for it.
So that happened to me when I wanted this IS 250 Lexus, and I wanted it. At the time I had a 2002 Honda Civic, and I wanted it so bad. I used to imagine that Honda Civic sign being a Lexus sign, and I would think about it every single day. And finally, I ended up getting the car that I wanted, and for a better price, and for a better, and it was a trip. I mean, it happened within like a year and a half or so. So it was real.
Yeah, I love it. Now, Ray, let us in on how when you were looking at the emblem on your car and you were changing it to the Lexus, what were you feeling? What were your thoughts about that?
Every time I would feel that feeling, I would feel good. Like it would make me feel happy. Like it would just come in my mind, and it would just be like a good feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, every time I would imagine it, I would be in a state where it was just a good state of mind.
Boom. You see that? He just confirmed that he had belief in it. Because if he didn't, he would feel bad. He would see that emblem, right? And he would be like, shitty, a crappy feeling. So that's it, you guys. That's it. If you could think about all this stuff that you're wanting and get in that vibrational space where you feel good about it, that's the perfect indicator that you're on track, that you're in belief. You hear what I'm saying? Okay.
And I will say that the car that I wanted, people start showing up around me that had that car that I wanted or similar to the car. So it was a trip. Yeah, it was a trip. So.
Yeah, because you're on the vibe, right? You know, we all get on this vibe when we start wanting the things that we wanted. Like I want land. I want a lot of land, right? I keep seeing ads. I keep things keep coming in. People are talking about it. Friends are bringing up certain things about the land owning, and I'm like, damn, like like it just is there, right? And anytime that I start feeling bad, this is what I want you guys to write down. Like, if I'm thinking about I have some really massive dreams. If I start thinking about them and I don't feel like Ray was saying, like I don't feel good, I stop. I stop thinking about it immediately. That's my first, I guess, reaction. Now it's like a trigger for me. I'm just like, no, I'm not going there, because I know I literally halted. I will stop any further manifesting on that thing. Like, it's like I just did a donut or something. I'm like, I don't want to be chasing my tail. Okay. So I just like, oh, I get that gut feeling. I know, I've got some kind of block to this thing. I'm doubting. I've got some fear. I've got something that I need to release. That's really what it is. Okay. Now you all know what I do. I do hypnosis. Like immediately I'm like, let me work this out. Okay. You guys have any questions about that? The only reason why you don't 100% believe in that thing is because you've got a program against it. That's it. And this is why every other coaching program, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but that doesn't work. It doesn't work because they don't have a tool to get rid of the block. They don't have the right tools or resources to actually get rid of the barrier that's stopping their manifestation. The barrier is your belief. These are programs. Programs are beliefs. So you got to get rid of that contradicting belief program. You want that man and you think he's not out there, or there's no good ones there. Damn it, you done blocked them out. Blocked them out another day. Right? He's like, nah. So you got to get in there. And you guys all know here, like there's the cancel technique. Remember the it's a paper form. It's all in your guys' membership. It's basically, I sit and I think, okay, why am I feeling bad thinking about the land that I want? And I know it'll pop up. My fear will tell me right away. It'll be present. Like, oh, the market's not in a good place, or, oh, I don't have enough down, or, oh, there won't be any private owners, or like some things will come up, right? And I know, like, it's just like, boom, there it is. We all know what our brains be telling us. Like, we know what that contradicting thought is. And so that's the one I want you to grab, and you put it down on the cancel. You guys all know how to do that, right? You know how to do that, but I'm just going to show you. Like literally you have your paper on one side, you're going to put the program, right? The bad one. And then you write the reprogram that you want on this side. Okay, right here. Anyways, it's like, this is the one I don't want. This is the belief I do want. So let's do a real life example here. We learn through experience. So does anyone want to do this experience right now? You've got something you want, and is there something blocking you? Is there a doubt or fear that's blocking you that you want to share? Because we can do that right now. I think this will be so powerful for everyone. Be bold. Be bold. Come on. Y'all got something.
All right. I'll let you. Okay. So, my next step, I had to quit doing something so that way I could pursue the career I want.
Yeah.
Well, I keep having this fear that I'm going to fuck it up somehow, and that I'm going to go back to that thing I had to quit, and I'm going to fuck it up, even though I want to be a pilot so bad,
Yeah. Ooh, that's so good, right? Ooh, we can all.
Yeah.
Here's the thought. I'm going to fuck it up. That's the program.
Yep.
That she said that about 5 times. I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna fuck it up in some way. So as she's going through her day, she's triggered by something where she would normally do that thing. Okay, so she gets triggered, and then that thought's like, I'm gonna fuck it up. Like, right, I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm just gonna do it. That's the one that you put on this side. I'm gonna fuck up and do that thing. Right? I'm gonna fuck up. However, remember, you don't have to have proper English. It's like whatever it's a neural pathway, whatever that thing fired off, you grab that, put it on this side. Your reprogram, Justine, would be come from authenticity. It has to come from Justine. Like, you coach yourself out of it all the time. What is something that you say when you go, I'm going to fuck it up? What do you usually say to yourself?
I just keep telling myself no, because you want to be a pilot so bad that you're not gonna screw it up at all, because you want this. This is what you want, and this is what you're gonna go for, and you're not going to mess it up.
Yes, you're not going to mess it up. That's the reprogram side. Okay, so I'm gonna fuck up on one side. I'm not gonna mess this up, or use your exact words. Okay. And then the reason why it hasn't worked just yet, like you haven't killed that neuron, is because you have to remember, it's like, I'm going to fuck up, cancel. I'm not going to mess this up. You have to immediately, this is very important. You can't let another thought intersect. Okay. When you say, I'm going to fuck up, cancel, you literally just disengage that neuron. It's a fire. It's just an electrical impulse, you guys. When it fires off, you disengage. Now it doesn't, it's like you just trimmed a branch. It can't reach the other side, right? So you disengage that, but what you have to replace this. Okay, if you replace it with, I'm gonna fuck up, fuck, I'm not gonna fuck up, fuck. Like, if you keep doing this thing, it's not connecting what you want, right? So you keep battling with that thought. All right. So you grab it, you say it. It fires, you say cancel, which our brain it's like a stop sign. It'll kill it. Okay. And then you have to say, I'm not gonna mess this up. That links it. So you do this within seconds, like it's like really close. Okay. That is powerful. Ain't nobody else knowing that outside of here. All right. That is some powerful stuff that we've never been taught. So that's the play with this. I want you to, a long time ago, I used to give like these little flip books that you would have in your pocket to always be catching that thing. Like, oh, I always say that. Like, right. Those little things that mess you up. So that is what you would do. Okay. That's what you would do for when you're thinking about your goal and you start to feel bad. When, like Justine, in this scenario, it puts you out of alignment, it triggers you. It's like, these are just thoughts. Because we don't have to make it that difficult. It's that our life is a product of what we're thinking. Our life is a product of what's going on in here. This is the projection wheel of your movie. Everybody's movie looks very different here because the film is different in everybody's head. So if you could change that one little data at a time, you're golden. The film begins to change. It changes. So you start to think about, what the hell am I thinking about? I remember when I first found out this, and my very next thought was so negative that I got scared. Right? When you find out stuff like this that we're all talking about in here, when you hear this for the very first time and you notice, holy crap, I think negative all the freaking time. And I don't want this stuff happening anymore. It does something to you. it shakes you up. And that's what I want for you guys right now, to shake you up. Have a massive pivotal moment right here where you're like, damn it, I'm mastering my mind. Ain't nobody got time for that negative crap. Nobody got time for that, right? You start thinking different. Like, I don't know, like, get it out of there. Stop that negative, crappy, shit talking, drama, lack having, complaining, thinking. Slowly but surely. Right? That's what we want to do. Okay. Any questions around that? You feel good with the cancel? Okay. It's just doing it. It's just doing it a little more and a little more and a little more until I promise you won't need a paper anymore. You'll get to the point where you'll just say it, cancel, and reprogram it really quickly. It's like you get to that point, okay? Just right now, the paper is so powerful because you're committing it to memory. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are going to be pros at it. All right. I'm gonna move on to one other thing here. I feel like we had a lot of energetic work. Oh, there's a lot going on in there. Take a little water break. Oh, you guys, I really do want you to listen to that. Remember, you get what you think about most of the time. That guy, his name is Earl Nightingale. YouTube all over the place. Listen to his audio. It's called The Strangest Secret. And he's going to break it down even further of how we get what we think about. So it's called The Strangest Secret. It's a very old audio, but it's very powerful. All right. Something else is coming to me really quickly about your environment. Everything you're around is going to influence your thoughts. Everybody you're around, everything you're listening to, everything you're looking at, listening to is influencing you. You are pretty much a product of that environment. So I don't want to go deep into this, but I do want you guys, because you're vibrational snobs at this point, you're getting it. I want you to be like always thinking, where's the drama? Or where's this thing? Like, what is it? Is this making me feel bad? Is what she's saying like pulling me down? Is what I'm watching pulling me down? You know, like really be super aware about that, because it's programming you, subliminally programming you. Every single thing around you is going, nope. Remember, you're a receiver transmitter. You're receiving everything around you. All right. And that's going to be influencing how you think. So that's a seed that just came, and I had to say that for whoever is needing to hear that right now. Be a snob and start letting some stuff go. All right. Let it go. Okay. Any comments, questions, observations, anything right now? Anything new? Okay. We are going to, I'm going to talk about one more thing, and then we're going to end for tonight. It's on the how, because a lot of people want to know beyond the how of manifesting what I just talked about, the energetics of thinking about it all the time. There's also this activity that we do. Like how do we get that dream job, that dream lover, that dream house, all that stuff, versus just thinking about it and feeling good about it all the time? Well, I told you guys there's on your dream plan, there's the logical next steps, right? All the possible ways you write down. Something very important. Listen up. You can imagine that list is like this tiny little radar screen. It's like everything that you have on your radar screen right now, like make the resume, apply, do the course, show up, right? Do the test, all that kind of stuff. These are all the things that we all went together on, like, oh, these are some things I can do. And this is some things like, if I want land, go look at land, Erica, right? Like these are the things that are on my radar. But I want you to understand that the real radar is massive. Massive. The real radar of all the possible ways that can happen for you to create something is way bigger than you can possibly see. Imagine your little eyeballs can see, like you have like these little glasses on, and you only can see this much. But the real view is massive, okay? It's huge. There is unlimited ways your dream could come in. Unlimited. And I say this because as you're going along your breadcrumb trail and you're like, all right, Derek, I did that check. I did that check. I need you to be flexible, be open, because the universe might say, nope, it's this one. Bring in this, bring in this, bring in this. And you're going, no, 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 that's not on my radar. No, I wasn't supposed to go out. No, I don't know if I'm going to go, change that thing. It's like, be open. If the universe sent you an impulse, I need you to take it. You get to take it, even though you were like, damn, I didn't see. No, that's not, I don't know about that. That's iffy. That's not what I was expecting. So what? You aren't that smart. The universe got you. Okay? That's not your job. You've paid the universe to do its job. You need to just allow, right? That's why we say, like, Jenny, I know you're on here. If like, she's got on her radar screen to apply for these certain kind of jobs in this area. Well, if a job from out of the area contacts her, I want her to take it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, even though it's not on her radar screen right here, she's got to realize, we all got to know we've got a much bigger radar screen than we could see. Okay. So I say this because I see it time and time and again with my clients and out in the community. They'll pass up on something because they're like, I don't know. I'm not ready for that. Or I wasn't expecting that. This is not the kind of guy I wanted. He's too short. That kind of thing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Now are you catching what I'm throwing? Like, they'll see things like, oh, that's not my kind of club. That's not my kind of music. So I'm not going to go. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, the universe just sent you an invitation. You don't know who was at that place, right? So like those kinds of things. It's like you get the impulse, something comes in, but you're like, no, I'll pass. Don't pass. Don't pass on nothing unless you legit hate it. I mean, or, something. But you get what I'm saying. Unless you're going to die doing it, right? You just do it. Do it, because the universe is trying, like, it just has so many other ways to make this happen that you and I could not fathom. You hear what I'm saying? I can tell you 1,000 stories like that. I still got the thing I wanted, but I was like, damn, that didn't come in the way I thought. Okay. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Okay. Any questions about that one, about your radar screen? You have a smaller screen, which you're going to follow your breadcrumbs, but if something comes in, if the route changes, I want you to leap. I want you to be open. Be open, be courageous, and still say yes and still go that way. Okay? If it makes you nervous, that's how you know it's the right damn thing. That's how you know. I promise you. If you got the butterflies, if you're all scared and stuff, that's the right thing to do. That's the universe saying, push, go, do it. Just do it, okay? Just do it. All right. I think we'll leave this with, we'll do a breath work session just to cement this high vibe, to smooth on into the rest of our night here. But any more questions, any little quick comments? Anything? Okay. Process. Just process this. Here we go. I want you all to get comfortable. Oh, you powerful souls. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. You cannot unhear everything you just heard. And believe me, those seeds are being sown on a deeper level. You get it. You got it so solid. And every day, this information is going to permeate and just be more and more of your reality, more effortless, more automatic. This clarity and this happiness is going to continue to grow bigger and more constant, more consistent. Just take a deep breath. Be where you're at. Know that you're right where you're supposed to be. And just within this hour, you've put so much momentum, so much speed of creation into your life. All of those goals and dreams that you have are speeding into your life in this very moment. There is no wasted space here. There is no wasted time. It is happening divinely. And you get to be. Breathe this in. Allow a sense of gratitude to flow over you. Feeling grateful and thankful for this moment, for your life, for your breath, for the reason why you came here, for your unique, beautiful, perfect journey, divine to you. Feeling the gratitude of being able to manifest faster and easier in your life, this collective, this family that's around you. Feeling thankful for everything to come into your life. Enjoying this moment. And imagine your goal in your life. In present tense, it's already here. Just own it. Feel it. Be so excited for your success and stability, the accomplishment. Let that fire burn deep inside of you. Get giddy like a little kid again. Get that honeymoon feeling in your body for all that you desire, for your goal that is streaming in right now. See it, feel it, love it, hug it, be with your goal. See the account, see the person, see the life, see the house. See your goal, see yourself in it. Feel that nervousness, that excitement flow through your body. And take a deep breath. Take a deep breath as you embody that frequency, knowing you just transmitted a lot of great energy. And what you emit, you get, and you're feeling excited. When you take another deep breath, coming all the way back up, coming all the way back here. Eyes opening your eyes, coming back. Look around you, look around your room, look around the space that you're in. Feel grateful for the things that you have around you. All right, my loves, my powerhouse goal masters. Woo! Here's another kick-ass day and some weeks to come. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. All right.